Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now, live at 4 on this last day of April.
That's right.
Dreary day.
Rainy and
40s.
chilly. I know. April is living up to its reputation this week.
Yeah, and we'll see if there's any relief in sight coming up in just a few minutes. But first, here's what's making news on this Tuesday. We're learning more about what led to a car being pursued by police before it crashed into a truck near Portage. Jamie Perez is here with that, along with the names of the two people who died. Governor Tony Evers signs his first bill into law. Rose Schmidt explains it removes certain language from state statutes. And a military uprising leads to chaos in Venezuela. Let's take a look outside today on this Tuesday. The umbrella's up on the Capitol Square. Oh, I didn't know it was raining that hard. Oh, yeah, downtown. It was raining steadily for a while. Plants getting all the Mayflowers getting a good drink today. Absolutely. And the new month, though, same weather. And Dana's in the backyard right now with the look at the May forecast.
Things are pretty unsettled. At least they're stuck in the same pattern. Right now, our grass, though, very, very green. It's pretty grateful. We're looking at a live view from Platteville. We have a cloudy sky, some rain on our camera. Same goes for us downtown. 44, the high for today. That's really where we're sitting at right now. Not climbing too much early this morning, sitting close to 41 for our overnight low. That's fine for the low, but we should have hit the low 60s today. So it's just a little cool outside. Feels again like early spring rather than like we're heading into May. Rain in the southeast corner of the state, a little bit also towards Prairie du Chien and Madison right now. We don't have anything falling from the sky, but we are expecting a little more rain to move through overnight. Here's a look at the last 3 hours. You can see most of the rainfall has really been concentrated towards the southeast corner, but pretty much everybody at least seen a few raindrops today. 44 currently in Madison, about 43 in Dubuque, and 45 in Rockford. So we're all sitting in a very similar cool boat. Our breeze, though, is picking up just a little bit. We're at about 16 miles per hour now in Madison, coming from the northeast, and that's that cool air just continuing to filter on in. Over the next few hours, again, we are continuing to see showers and thunderstorms move through. It is going to be a soggy night. Temps are going to hold very steady overnight. We're only going to drop with about 43 for our overnight low, so another degree down, and then we'll warm up a little more tomorrow. Not much, though. Unfortunately, the first day of May is going to be a little cool outside. We'll take a closer look ahead for your first full week of May in just a few minutes. Right now, we're looking at traffic. This is the Beltline at Park Street. Again, a lot of water on the camera for us. We're seeing some delays starting up on the eastbound side. Does look like there's a little accident closer to John Nolan on the eastbound side. Traffic delayed all the way from John Nolan past Park Street there, eastbound. Westbound, not seeing any major delays at all. Mount Horeb through Verona, all looks fine, and around the Janesville area, no major hiccups. 39 to 90 should be pretty smooth for you this evening. 28 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, 17 for Sauk City to Middleton, and then from Sun Prairie to downtown, about 16 minutes, right where it should be for this time of the evening. Soggy for the start of May. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next few days in just a few minutes, guys.
This is our normal low, isn't it? Like 43 degrees?
It's cool outside, yes. It's we should be much warmer.
Yeah, she's got her winter coat on.
I know.
Yes, I should be able to put the parka away.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's Wisconsin.
I know.
We'll see you in a few minutes, Dana. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, police near Wausau have released new details regarding the crash on I-39 that killed 2 people yesterday.
Police confirm a person suspected of beating and forcefully taking a woman in Schofield on Sunday was killed in that crash, but Jamie Perez shares new details on what we know right now. Jamie?
So the DOJ has just released those names: Terrence Phillip Simmons, born in 1995, and Terrence P. Simmons, born in 94. Police say one of the suspects was wanted for beating and taking that woman, who was also her boyfriend, and they also assaulted another woman who was trying to intervene during all of that. Police say they later found the woman at an undisclosed location and were able to get information to locate the suspects. Police learned one suspect was armed with a loaded handgun, and with help from the DOJ, they found the car in Columbia County yesterday. The suspects led police on a high-speed chase, eventually crashing into a semi-trailer where both people in the car died at the scene. Everest Metro Police Chief Clay Schultz said it's tragic they both died during that crash, and they might never have answers to their questions.
Is there a reason why they might have been heading that way?
We don't know that. I think the only people that knew where they were specifically going were the 2 in the vehicle, and we'll probably never know exactly where they're going.
Right now, we are still looking into the men's criminal histories now. The investigation is also still ongoing. We hope to have an update for you coming up tonight at 5.
All right, Jamie, we'll see you then. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, Jamie. Governor Tony Evers says he supports a bipartisan bill in the state legislature designed to increase the number of children who get required vaccinations. The bill introduced today removes a personal conviction exemption that allows parents to opt their children out of getting the required vaccinations. It comes as the nation grapples with the highest number of measles cases in decades. Language that is considered offensive to people with disabilities will be replaced with more inclusive words in state regulations.
That's under a bill that Governor Tony Evers signed into law this morning. As Rose Schmidt explains, the disabilities rights community is celebrating his efforts. Rose?
Well, Mark and Susan, this marks the first measure that Governor Evers has signed since becoming governor back in January. The offensive term mental retardation, commonly referred to as the R word, will now be removed from the administrative rules and the administrative code, where lawmakers say it appeared more than 80 times. Evers signed the measure this morning in the Capitol Rotunda, surrounded by supporters of the bill, including one of its authors, Representative John Jagler, whose daughter has Down syndrome. People in the disability rights community say this measure is long overdue, as the derogatory R word was removed from state statutes in 2011.
We're all in agreement that this is a very important issue that's been just sitting in our legislative documents for such a long time, that everybody deserves respect and deserves to have a title that tells people who they are and doesn't insult them.
Evers previously signed an executive order that does some of the same things as the bill, which upset some Republicans who authored the proposal. But in a gesture seeming to mend fences today, Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald released a statement saying he was glad the governor decided to sign this bill. He says the measure offers a permanent fix to a problem.
Rose, thank you.
The governor's office says it was not invited to the White House today, where Foxconn CEO Terry Gou is apparently meeting with President Trump, but it's unclear what the topic is. Foxconn has committed to building a $10 billion display screen manufacturing facility in Wisconsin that the company says will employ 13,000 people. Foxconn said in a statement that it can't disclose what's being discussed. No one from Wisconsin is to be at that meeting.
Calls for a military uprising in Venezuela have led to massive clashes in the streets of Caracas. In a social media post, opposition leader Juan Guaido called on the military to join an uprising to topple Nicolas Maduro's government. Guaido blames Maduro for the country's economic and humanitarian crisis, but Maduro refuses to step down, and he's putting some of the blame on the U.S., accusing the Trump administration of causing last month's massive power outage that plunged the country into darkness.
We want as our principal objective the peaceful transfer of power, but I will say again, as the president has said from the outset, and that Nicolas Maduro and those supporting him, particularly those who are not Venezuelan, should know is all options are on the table.
Maduro has remained out of sight while his political future hangs in the balance. President Trump tweeted he's monitoring the situation and says the U.S. stands with the people of Venezuela and their freedom.
Democratic leaders visited the White House today to talk infrastructure with President Trump. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer say they had a very productive meeting with the president. Democratic leaders reached an agreement with the president to spend $2 trillion on a variety of infrastructure projects.
Obviously, the roads and the bridges and the highways, obviously water, but also a big emphasis on broadband, that every American home, we believe, needs broadband, an emphasis on the power grid.
But the biggest sticking point will be how to pay for it. The group will meet again in 3 weeks to hear funding ideas from the president. Both sides have also agreed to talk about lowering prescription drug prices.
The new acting head of Homeland Security told lawmakers his agency needs more money to deal with the border crisis. Kevin McAleenan's testimony comes as the Trump administration issued a memo calling for new regulations for asylum seekers. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Acting DHS Secretary Kevin McAleenan told a House panel his agency is at a crisis point at the border.
We need sustained investment and additional emergency support at the southwest border to overcome the humanitarian and security crisis that we face.
Late Monday, the president issued a memo on asylum seekers, directing his agencies to propose new regulations that adjudicate asylum applications within 180 days, bar work permits for illegal border crossers, and charge fees for asylum applications and work permits. The White House has accused some asylum seekers of gaming the system.
Not every claim is credible. Some claims are credible, and we don't want those who have a credible claim of fear and asylum to be hamstrung in the process by those who don't.
Randy Capps of the Migration Policy Institute says some of the proposals could face legal challenges.
According to international law, there shouldn't be a fee for applying for asylum, and the vast majority of countries don't have a fee. So I think that one in particular is likely to be challenged.
The White House has not yet put a dollar amount on the proposed fee, but it appears the administration's goal is to deter. McAleenan also faced questions on other Trump administration actions, including separating families at the border.
Can you explain the circumstances under which CBP will separate child from a parent?
The conditions where a child might be separated from a lawful parent or guardian at this time are extraordinarily rare.
McAleenan told lawmakers his agency could see 70,000 asylum applications this fiscal year in a system that's already severely backlogged. On Capitol Hill, Natalie Brand for News 3 Now.
The Trump administration is expected to send Congress a request this week for more Homeland Security funding. The 2019 Tony Awards were announced this morning.
And leading the pack with 14 nods is Hadestown. The musical intertwines the myths of Orpheus and Eurydice and Hades. Following Hadestown in total nominations is the jukebox musical Ain't Too Proud. Built around songs of the Temptations, it received a dozen nominations. Stage adaptations of the hit movies Tootsie and Beetlejuice both received Best Musical nominations, and the giddy Heartwarming The Prom rounds out the Best New Musical category. The awards will be handed out June 9th, airing on CBS with host James Corden.
Still to come tonight at 4, are you thinking of joining a retailer's membership program?
They're trying to sweeten your deal and secure your loyalty, but Consumer Report says it may cost you more than you realize. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is declaring at the social networking company's biggest conference of the year that the future is private.
Zuckerberg says he wants to turn Facebook into a place where people can share things in more private ways than they currently can. The Facebook founder said he is committed to turning his company around and promises that going forward, protection of privacy will be the defining pillar of his social network. The overhauled mobile app unveiled today is supposed to make it easier for more than 2.2 billion users to find other people with common interests by connecting through its groups features.
In addition to the digital town square, we also need a digital equivalent of the living room that is just as built out as a platform with all of the different ways that we want to interact privately with messaging and small groups and sharing where the content doesn't stick around forever, simple and secure payments, private ways to share your location, and over time, lots of more different ways to interact privately.
Facebook also unveiled a new option to communicate through a messenger app designed for personal computers. It's part of Zuckerberg's plan to emphasize more private ways for Facebook users to communicate instead of encouraging them to share everything on their personal pages.
A mix of earnings reports resulted in mixed trading on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials managed a 38-point gain, closing at 26,592. The NASDAQ Composite Index, however, lost 54, but the S&P 500 closed at another record high, earning 2 more points. Amazon Prime, people say it so often, it's almost a verb, as in just prime it and you'll have it in 2 days.
Now, more and more retailers are offering membership plans, betting that you'll pay a fee for the privilege of shopping with them, and in exchange, they offer perks like free shipping, discounts, and even interior design consultations.
But before you join, Consumer Reports says just be sure to weigh the pros and cons. Here's our Leah Lynchide.
When Randy Odesser shops at Whole Foods, she takes advantage of discounts available to her as a member of Amazon Prime's loyalty program.
Which is the shrimp that's on sale for Prime?
The $119 annual membership fee not only gets her deals on groceries, but also free expedited shipping, unlimited cloud storage for photos, and access to tons of movies and music.
I am a loyal Amazon shopper to begin with, and now having the added benefit of Whole Foods, discounts, makes it even better. Definitely a win-win.
Clearly, Amazon is onto something. More than 100 million members likely make Amazon their first stop when they shop.
Consumer Reports says plenty of other retailers are also starting to see the benefits of membership programs. REI Co-op, AMC Theaters, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Restoration Hardware are just a few of the companies now offering members perks. That includes discounts, free shipping, and priority services.
The benefits sound great, but you have to make sure that the numbers add up. Restoration Hardware, for example, charges $100 a year for a membership that entitles you to some discounts and design consultations, and that would be great if you have a lot of furniture in your future.
Just take care that simply having the membership doesn't lead you to spend more.
Amazon Prime members typically spend an average of $800 a year more than non-Prime members.
I have my Amazon Prime app.
So follow Randy's lead and be smart when you join and when you shop. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide.
And finally, be sure any membership is simple to cancel. You might not want to get stuck with a membership that renews automatically and is non-refundable.
If you're worried about how these clubs may impact your digital privacy, we've got some tips from Consumer Reports on our website, channel3000.com.
It's a new world out there. Well, still to come at 4, we find ourselves in a real pickle.
In case you weren't keeping track, people are relishing. Good writing there, Mark. All things pickles.
This is not your typical pickle. It's pickle ice cream. I'm Hillary Lane with more on how innovative pickle dishes are all the rage.
Well, take a look at this. Hans and Elke share a love of amusement parks and document their adventures on their YouTube channel. On this trip, they're at a Netherlands amusement park where Hans surprises Elke and leans over to ask her to marry him. She says yes, but a bump causes him to drop the ring.
No way.
Before he can put it on her finger. She spends the rest of the ride on an emotional roller coaster because the entire thing is a setup. It's a fake ring. As they come to the end, he grabs the real one from his pocket, proposes a second time, and this time puts it on her finger.
Oh, man. I would have had a heart attack.
Well, she just about did.
She just about did?
Between the roller coaster and that.
Yeah. It's a little bit much.
That's sweet. Well, somebody has some explaining to do in Cleveland.
The raised bed of a dump truck, oh no, got wedged under a pedestrian bridge near an interstate. The driver had to be helped to the ground by firefighters and then taken to the hospital in Cleveland. The interstate had to be shut down for a while the truck got unstuck. Engineers will assess the bridge to determine if it has been damaged at all. How?
I think he was driving down the road with the dump.
But why was he driving with it up?
Who knows?
Like maybe it was stuck. But
maybe he didn't know.
Some explaining to do. Someone has some explaining to do.
Yes,
that had to be quite a jolt.
Oh, I can imagine.
Stop like that?
Yeah. That would be why he was taken in to see the dock.
Perhaps. All right, so kind of a jolt with the weather.
A little rainy outside, a little chilly for us also. Right now it's a little cool. It really does feel like we're in the middle of March instead of early May. Starts tomorrow. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next few days right after the break. Finally, the last day of April for us. May starts tomorrow, and overall, things started off a little close to normal for us. Of course, our observed April and what the average was. Average first day, 51. We were at 52, not too bad, but we're ending it in a bit of a rough spot. Only hitting a high of 44 today. We should have been in the low 60s. As far as our extremes, we definitely didn't see the worst of it. The warmest April day that we've ever had, 94, the coldest 0. Our warmest day this month on the 21st, we hit 80 and 22 on the 15th. And overall, we did pick up just over 3 and a few tenths of an inch against that rain chance coming through today. So it's adding on just a little bit more for us. We'll probably end a little closer to 3 1/4 for the month. And our snow slightly above average, just shy of 3 inches for our total snow accumulation. Most of the rain right now is in the southeast corner of the state, but we do still have a few isolated showers off to the west for us. In Madison right now, it is cloudy, not rainy though. Still going to see a few more chances for rain to come through for us overnight. Heavier showers down to the south. We've seen a lot of thunderstorms in central and northern Illinois today. By your Wednesday morning, we still have the chance for quite a bit of rain to come through, but later in the afternoon, it'll just be mostly cloudy outside. We aren't expecting any showers later on Wednesday. May see a few drizzle spots, but no big rain chances coming through. By Thursday, another chance for showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two. And then Friday, we get the sun back. Friday should be pretty pleasant. Saturday actually is looking pretty pleasant also. Most of the rain chance will stay well to the north on Saturday. And then we start to see another chance for rain to creep back in on Sunday. So we get a little bit of a break there. Again, through the next few hours, we do have the chance to pick up a few more shower spots. So our overall accumulation for the day and for the month will creep up just a little more. By tomorrow morning, we have rain throughout most of southern Wisconsin. Your morning commute likely going to be soggy yet again, and there's the opportunity for a few heavier rain spots in there. Temperatures overnight, notice, hold really steady. We aren't going to drop. We aren't going to warm up. It's cloudy. We're just going to stay in the low 40s. Tomorrow afternoon, we are planning on our temperatures to climb just a little higher. We'll be in the mid to low 50s for afternoon highs under that cloudy sky. Throughout the day on Thursday, we have the shower chances developing later in the afternoon. Not so much of an early morning event. We're going to pick up anywhere from another 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch for us with these showers that will slide through overnight and throughout your Wednesday. So just tacking on to an already saturated ground with a lot of rivers that are already pretty swollen for us, and starting off May with a little bit of rain for us. No severe weather potential, but we are of course starting to get into that season. So having your NOAA weather radio on hand is a really great idea. It gives you those service alerts straight from the National Weather Service, and those alerts can be programmed directly for your county or to your surrounding counties. Especially if you're out on the county line, it's always handy to have a few alerts coming in for us. Of course, you can pick those up at Hy-Vee or at Fleet Farm. In fact, tomorrow, if you want to head to Hy-Vee anywhere from 5 to 7, the Fitchburg Hy-Vee on Fitch-Rona Road, Gary's actually going to be there and I'll help you program your weather radio so he can help select exactly which counties you want. Again, that's from 5 to 7 tomorrow evening at Hy-Vee. Overnight low temperatures will hold steady. We'll say 43, but it's pretty close to where we're at right now at 44. Mostly cloudy sky with fog developing in the morning. Patchy fog likely, especially in those lower lying areas because our temperatures are so close to our dew point. Scattered showers expected by tomorrow morning. Our breeze about 8 to 15 miles per hour, so it's going to be a little breezy outside. Tomorrow will be 6 to 12 for those wind speeds. Cloudy, but not nearly as cool, as our high temperatures will be in the mid to low 50s for your Wednesday afternoon. We have showers and the chance for a few isolated thunderstorms. The chance for rain on Thursday is mainly in the mid-morning coming through in early afternoon. We finally get the sun back for Friday and Saturday. And that sunshine is, of course, going to help our temperatures a little bit. We'll be a little closer to average in the low 60s on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the mid to upper 60s. Saturday comes with sun. Sunday comes with a variably cloudy sky and the chance for rain and thunderstorms. But it is going to be just a little more seasonal outside. So that, of course, is a nice weekend to start your May with.
Almost 70. That'll be feel
almost
good.
70,
yeah.
yes.
And all those lows are our current temperature.
All of our lows are where we're at right now. So it doesn't get much lower than this, worse than this.
All right, uphill from here.
Yes, we're just climbing on up.
Thank you, Dana.
Good stuff. Thanks, Dana.
Pickles aren't just a side dish anymore.
Hillary Lane looks at how pickles are popping up everywhere.
It's pickle paradise at the Pickle Guys in New York, where you'll find a wide variety. But one of the hottest items isn't the pickles themselves.
So people are coming in and buying pickle juice?
All the time.
Store owner Alan Kaufman says the juice has become a popular hangover treatment. And fitness fanatics buy it, believing the sodium and potassium inside help muscles recover. But some people like Bridget Barkin just like it for the taste.
Pickle juice is very refreshing.
And what do you like about it?
There's something about the tartness.
Pickles are also starting to pop up in all sorts of products, from pickle-flavored popcorn to vodka, cotton candy, and even pickle bouquets for that special someone.
I love it.
At this New York restaurant, pickle ice cream is a top seller.
And I always like telling my family about it, my friends, since pickle ice cream does sound a little funny. And I was like, oh, that sounds gross. Oh, and I'm gonna try it, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, it's the best thing ever.
Kaufman, who's been in the pickle business for 38 years, is keeping up with the times and now pickles 40 different items, including sweet onions, pineapple, and mango.
Oh, we pickle everything here. If it can be pickled, we do it.
You could say this trend is the real dill. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
Mark's drooling over here. Nobody loves pickles more than Mark.
Pickles.
The famous pickle company Vlasic has just announced it will soon release pickle chips.
Yeah, pickles will be vacuum fried and have the same consistency as potato chips. That is a double whammy.
You eat a pickle every single day, right?
Yeah, well, I eat like a quarter of a pickle.
Okay.
A slice, you know. Like
oh, yeah, like a spear.
Yeah, a spear. Thank you.
Do you drink the pickle juice?
No, I think I should.
I think you should, too. I like it.
But, you know what? I'm on a low-sodium diet.
Oh, well, that's an issue.
That is it. Because one pickle spear is 128 milligrams of salt.
And how many can you have?
I can have 1,200.
Okay. Okay, so you have to...
I can't be guzzling pickle juice. Although...
I'm getting you a pickle bouquet, though. Now I know...
Where do you find one of those?
I'll find it. I'll find it.
I'll be forever your friend. Not that I'm not already.
Yeah.
Every morning he stands ready to serve a busy Madison intersection.
We'll meet the crossing guard doing something good with 2 simple words. That's when Live at 4 continues.
A live look at downtown Madison from our Edgewater Skycam. Kind of quiet down there.
Yeah.
People are avoiding the outdoors. Speaking of which, he is a fixture of sorts in Madison.
He helps people get to where they need to go and at the same time shares his energy and excitement for the day ahead with anyone he sees. Charlotte is here now to introduce us to Bobby.
And you know who I'm talking about. It's amazing when the story aired last night. A lot of people are like, I know who he is. And he is proving that you really don't have to do much to do something good.
It's another early day at the office for Bobby Ringquist. This is his office, where Glenway and Monroe Streets meet in Madison. Bobby is the crossing guard here.
You may cross, sir. When I took this job 6 years ago, I didn't realize that it would be like this. You may cross. See you tomorrow, bye.
But he does a lot more than making sure people get to the other side of the street safely. For these commuters, he's like their morning cup of coffee, making sure everyone starts their day off right by infusing power into 2 simple words.
Good morning.
Something as simple as...
Well, good morning.
Has brought this intersection and people here to life.
Because I know sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I don't even want to be around me. I just wake up in a bad mood. But, you know, if it helps someone get out of their bad mood, going to school or work, I'm all for it. Good morning, boss.
You'd never guess it, but Bobby says he's a shy person. But that has undoubtedly changed.
I remember I used to not be an early person, but this job also grew me into that. Good morning!
Delivering those words with sincerity, kindness, and authenticity, it comes as no surprise to see the relationships he's made with those who drive by.
I generally know people by their cars and part of their license plates, so a couple of them have crossed me up by getting new vehicles.
Or walk on 2 or 4 legs.
Thank you, have a great day. There's an element of trust because to them, I am a complete stranger, except when I stand here. But for some reason, they feel I can trust this guy.
It's the little things that can make a big difference, even for Bobby.
It amazes me every day. No matter how long I do this job, every day I am still amazed. And I am very honored. Good morning, Kyle.
Honored to help anyone start the day off right, like a cup of coffee, whether you enjoy an early morning start or not.
It just makes me feel good as a person. It tells me I'm doing something good and that I'm doing something right. Good morning. Have a great day.
Isn't it amazing what a simple, well-intentioned hello or good morning can do? Bobby, thank you for doing something good. If you know of a person, business, or organization doing something good, please let me know. Just fill out a nomination at channel3000.com/do-something-good.
He's so happy, and it's so infectious to see that energy in the morning.
Yeah, when we were there shooting, there were some people who recognized us and texted me. They said, are you doing a story on this guy? Because he makes my morning so much better. Aww. And it's like, it's true.
It's a high-profile corner, too. A lot of traffic.
That's what you were saying. You're like, that intersection, I mean, it has really, really gotten, you know, busier since the reconstruction is all finished and everything. But he's like, he can't leave that corner.
What time is he there in the morning?
He's there from like 7:20 until 8:35, and then again in the afternoon for, you know, the school kids going back home.
So many people, I'm sure, watch the story. Oh, that's who that is. Now we know.
Bobby.
Yeah. Just wave hi.
How could you ever forget him?
He will wave hi back to you.
Wave back. Do something good.
Good
Charlotte,
job,
thank
Bobby.
you.
That's a great story. Thanks, Charlotte.
The weather will eventually warm up, we're told, and that means it's time to start taking care of your lawn and your mower again.
We have some great tips from Consumer Reports on what you should be doing this time of the year to ensure a greener summer. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Oh, the Beltline is being the Beltline. Things are going just a little slow on both the westbound side and the eastbound side. We did have a little hiccup on the westbound side, a little accident near Rimrock Road, but it was only blocking the left shoulder. No major delays on the road other than the fact that there, of course, are several cars on the Beltline right now. A lot of folks trying to drive on home through some drizzle in the southeast, but no rain for us currently in Dane County. Again, the accident was near Rimrock Road for us on the westbound side, just blocking the shoulder, but notice how traffic is pretty congested westbound all the way past that, all the way through Fish Hatchery Road, and then things start to pick up a little bit. Eastbound, however, we're seeing delays stretching through much of the downtown area. And we do start to get just a little better the closer you get towards Monona and Stoughton. Downtown on the Isthmus, some delays, some stop-and-go spots. That's, again, just as more folks are hopping onto the roads. But we aren't seeing any accidents downtown for us right now, so that is the good news. McKee Road's also looking at a few delays, just due to traffic, that's all. At about 5 to 10 minutes for your evening commute, that's all I'm saying. Mount Horeb has a few delays, but no red spots, no major brake lights for us in around Verona. Things are actually looking okay once you get down through McKee Road and actually get downtown. For the Janesville area, no major delays downtown. 39 and 90 actually look pretty smooth for us if you are traveling south all the way down to the state line. Should be an okay drive for you this evening. 28 minutes, not hours, 28 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline northbound. Again, our average speed at 64, so right where you should be from Sauk City to Middleton at 8 minutes, so just about 2 minutes longer than usual. And same for Sun Prairie to downtown. We've added about 3.5 minutes onto that drive, so it's taking just a little longer than usual for your evening commute, but overall, unless you're, again, having to travel on the westbound side of the Beltline, we aren't seeing any major delays or abnormal delays for this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Good news. Thank you, Dana. Well, pranksters assemble. Students at MIT turned the campus's iconic Great Dome into Captain America's shield. They say they did it to express gratitude for Marvel's super successful movie series. The whole thing took months of planning. The shield went up Saturday night and was taken down by Monday morning. Senior prank, huh?
It's a tradition at MIT.
Well, spring has finally sprung, or at least it's trying to, and that means if you want your lawn looking its greenest for the summer, now is the time to start putting in the prep work.
Here with some expert tips on some things you should be doing right now to get your yard ready for summer is Dan Ruklowski, home and appliances reporter for Consumer Reports. Dan, let's start off talking about lawn gear. Let's say you forgot to winterize your mower and tools last winter. Can you just start them up and go ahead?
You don't want to start them up right away if you didn't winterize them. All you got to do is take a turkey baster dedicated solely to this task and use that to empty the fuel tanks. You don't want that stale fuel getting into the motors and getting into the fuel lines. It can cause problems, and it's just much more difficult to get out of the lines once you've started it. So get that fuel out, and once that's done, put in some fresh fuel and some fuel stabilizer, and then you'll be good to test out your gear.
You might even want to get it replaced. Is now a good time to buy new gear?
Now's a great time to buy new gear. Retailers are discounting their old inventory, and you'll see the broadest possible selection of new gear as well. If you need product recommendations, head over to cr.org. We have ratings on over 120 lawnmowers and tractors, as well as over 50 string trimmers.
I understand that you think it's a good idea to test your soil. How do you do that, and why is it important?
Testing your soil is really important because it gives you a good understanding of what the nutrient content is, as well as the pH balance or acidity. If you have a low pH in your soil, you want to add lime to it, and if you have high pH, you want to add elemental sulfur. The best way to get a soil test done is to reach out to one of the more than 100 land-grant schools in the country. They'll charge you a small fee, and it will take a few weeks, so you'll want to get that done sooner rather than later.
So once you know your soil composition, then what do you do? What's the benefit of that?
So the benefit of knowing the composition of the nutrients is it'll really help you in choosing your fertilizer. So fertilizers on the packaging will have 3 numbers separated by hyphens. They stand for nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. And based on your test results, you'll have a good idea of what that ratio should be, so you'll know what kind of fertilizer to buy.
Do you need to fertilize?
You really should at least once in the spring, if not again later in the summer or fall. It really gives the grass what it needs to get growing quickly, and that can actually help mitigate future problems later in the season, like crabgrass.
Let's say last fall you didn't get all the yard work done and there's piles of leaves laying around. Is that going to hurt anything?
Piles of leaves will hurt the grass. It actually inhibits its ability to grow. So what we recommend you do is either compost those leaves, or even better, use the mulching kit that comes with your mower to mulch up those leaves and disperse them through the yard. They contain a lot of nutrients and will actually cut back on the amount of fertilizer you need to put down.
All right, time to get out in the yard. Dan, thanks for the advice.
No problem, anytime. Thank you.
You love mowing the lawn.
I do. I find it relaxing. Yeah, just to be out and get a little exercise.
sure.
I haven't done it yet this year, though. Although the lawnmowers here at the station, we've heard already this year.
I think they mowed yesterday.
Yeah, so I think maybe this weekend will be my first time.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't snow.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast. More rain on the way.
More rain on the way. Right now there's a lot of heavy rainfall south of us, and I mean really far south. If we go down to central or southern Illinois and into Missouri, that's where we're seeing some really strong storms slide through over into Nebraska too in the last few hours. They've had quite a system coming their way. Of course, we've had our own rainfall. But for us, it's really just been showers. And as we look ahead through the next few hours, do plan on the rain really picking back up for us. We will continue to see showers overnight as more rounds just cycle on through. It is 43 in Madison, our high for the day, only 44, and our average low, 41. So,
good grief.
Yes, a little dreary. It's a little depressing to put all those numbers side by side. Tomorrow afternoon will be a little better for the first day of May, but still low 50s. So not exactly where we should be, but at least it's not the low 40s.
Okay. We're getting there.
Yes.
Thanks, Dana.
We'll be right back with the final touch.